Welcome back. You're still watching Politics on Sunday, and we're discussing President Bola Tinubu's proposed tax reform bills with the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. Indeed, sir, you agree this is a litmus test for President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. And, you know, before we went on the break, we were talking about what could be the problem why it appears people don't understand the content and purpose of this bill. Is it a lack of communication, or probably the consultation was not wide enough before these bills were sent out?
Well, I don't think there is a lack of communication here. As I said earlier on, that the whole process was followed before the bills came to the Federal Executive Council, and in the course of preparation of these bills, a lot of consultation was also heard, and
maybe not wide enough.
It was, and you know, the president himself is also a senator, you know, and as you know, he's an intense believer. He's a great disciple of democracy, and he wouldn't want to do anything that subverts the system, even if, as you are positing here, that there was, could it be that there was no sufficient consultation? Even if that were the case, we still have the National Assembly. All states are represented in the National Assembly. And so they will also have a say, they will also have an input into this. But basically, when you look at it, you don't need to just say, look, no, this is this. If you read it carefully, you know it is really, really determined to generate more revenue, and a situation where the big guys pay more while the poor pay very little, just like what the Democrats do in the United States of America. So when we say this is proper, it's very true. Secretary himself said he's not going to tax poverty. He intends to recreate the economy, grow the economy for the benefit of the Nigerian people. So that once this is properly implemented, once these bills become law and they're properly implemented, and the way to implement properly is there, then it also lessens our dependence, over-dependence on oil. Those who are commenting on the bill should say, look, ask them how many of them have read it, which are the sections, which section do you disagree with, and so on. So they may not be able to tell you. I have respect for people who have dissenting voices, because that's the bane of democracy. People will have to disagree. But sometimes we must also learn to disagree within the context of reality, objective reality, the better for us.
Well, you know, again, people say there's a sense of distrust in government policies, plans, and programs. Take the fuel subsidy removal, for instance. For example, people had expected that, you know, when President Tinubu said fuel subsidy is gone, and with the promise that it's also going to help stimulate economic growth, a lot of people gave the administration that benefit of doubt, but it came with some form of hardship. And now with these tax reform bills, people are saying that it seems maybe once bitten, twice shy. We know what we experienced with the subsidy removal, and this tax bill, people are a little bit cautious about it.
Well, fuel subsidy regime has always been a thorn in the flesh of every government in this country since we returned to participatory democracy in 1999. Every president had toyed with the idea of fuel subsidy removal. The problem again was that it grew exponentially over the years, with every president complaining, but lacking the determination, the courage to remove the subsidy. It became big and uncontrollable, like an Indian cow, nursed for their normal festivals. So I was talking to Professor Orama, one of the best development economists you can find in the world. who is the president of Afrexim Bank, he told me that was the best decision President Bola Tinubu took in the oil industry. So I think it came to a point where Nigeria could not pay for the cost of import of petroleum product for Nigeria. Nigeria had to approach him finally because all the other banks said we had reached our allowable limit. They wouldn't give us any credit line. So he had to step in to do it. So that was the best decision that was taken. I'm not an economist, maybe a motor park economist, so I believe that what Roma and many economists have stated is true. I also have a small team. They're very experienced people. Some of them are young, but very talented. They made comments on this. The best decision, as far as this was concerned. How many people were benefiting from that? You see, a few people were benefiting from fuel subsidy. So he took that decision, and at the same time, we are witnessing some expansion in other sectors of the economy. If you look at transportation, for instance, CNG buses are being imported, CNG buses are being produced, and conversion kits are being bought and are being distributed. And those who want to convert from petrol to CNG are free to do so. This will reduce eventually the cost of transportation and by implication the cost of food. I recall what one of the companies doing conversion told us as a group, that they converted one vehicle and from here to Lokoja, from petrol to CNG. It cost them what? Lokoja and back, 5,000 naira. Using petrol, 15,000 naira. So you can see the difference, and electrical vehicles are coming in. So you see, there are going to be differences. Complex problems can never be solved overnight. You can't. As I said the other time, solutions to complex problems are not as instant as coffee. When we were in secondary school, we used to take coffee, instant coffee, to keep us. We take it, and instantly, sleep disappears, and then read. We begin to study. So it was the best decision. The truth is, that decision has unlocked a lot of money for development in the local government and in the states. More monies are going to this area. So it is not just a matter of federal government alone contributing to the question of all the tiers of government coming together to ensure that we have prosperity in the land. Of course, with the federal government giving the direction, taking the lead.
And then you said something about the opposition to this bill, and it appears as if people from the other political parties are seeing this as a political game. You know how politicians do their thing. No matter how good or no matter how good the intention is, they tend to criticize it because it's not from their own political party. But some people have said, I also spoke with somebody on this program who was sitting right there, who said he's not a member of the APC now, but he said that what is surprising to him is that the biggest opposition to this bill are coming from members of the APC. What's going on in your party?
The opposition to the bill is not coming from members of the APC. That would be too sweeping a statement to make. I am also APC. I'm not opposing.
No, maybe the people in the National Assembly that we are seeing speak up against this bill.
Well, not everybody in the National Assembly is speaking up against the bill. I also know of many members of the National Assembly who are very supportive of this bill. And so it's not a question of this. And let's be honest, if you go back to the issue of subsidy removal, when presidential candidates were going around the country campaigning, all of them promised to remove fuel subsidy. If they turn around today and say, no, it is wrong, you can understand the politics behind it. And this particular bill, I believe, will say true because it has so many opportunities for our country.
Let's talk about the prospects now of President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, which the administration says are necessary. You have just spoken about the subsidy removal. You said, of course, more money now is being shared among states and local government, even though some Nigerians will say that, that is yet to trickle down. They understand that the federal government is sharing more. Maybe they need to hold the states and local governments now more accountable for these monies. But, in the broader picture now, people are beginning to say that it seems not all of these reforms are getting the desired result or the intended purpose, because if you look at even the CNG, the rollout of the CNG, the infrastructure is not still in place. We still have to rely very much on petrol, which pump price now is still very high. Even the coming of the Port Harcourt refinery, it's still not good news for Nigerians.
You see, I tend to differ. If you look at the reforms in the area of financial sector, look at what has happened to the banking industry. First of all, the president brought a very energetic person to take a look at the operations of the CBN and other critical assets. And based on the recommendation that committee of that investigator, 4 different forex windows were closed down by the CBN. And this tax reform you are talking about. So it is not that the reforms are not yielding any result. Today, the Naira is exchanging for 1,500 to $1 from 1,700. It was even getting to 1,800. But sometimes we are quick to forget the past. By the time this government came to power, May 29th, 2023, how much did we have in our foreign reserves? How much did we have there? I know what the economist said. I said minus 0. What do we have there today? It's close to 40 billion. If we're not working, if the reforms are not working, we wouldn't be talking about foreign direct investment is coming. And recently, you heard about our re-entry into Eurobond again, after failed attempts, by the past governments. So you see, the things are working, and as I said, it's not something that you get up overnight and everything becomes wuru. That's not it at all. You look at the agri sector. More inputs are being distributed to farmers and on time. Importation of food item has also been stepped up, and there is no duty paid on these imported food items. Gradually we're going to be there. But remember, contract has also been awarded for production of tractors in the country. Gradually, the intention here is to ensure that every household has access to these critical inputs in the field of agri production. So it is not easy to say that. If you say, yes, they say it's not trickling down. Remember what the Supreme Court did recently. There was a judgment that said, the autonomy of the local government must be respected, and they should have their own money. They should have direct access to their money. It shouldn't go through any other arrangement at the state level. Because if the local government are working maximally and efficiently, some of the problems we have may be a thing of the past, will be a thing of the past. I was once a local government chairman, so administrator. So, you know what I'm talking about, know what they can do at that level, reaching out to the poorest people, giving them small jobs to do employing them, and also knowing who and who can be placed on some stipend every month, you know. Even if you decide to take 100 per ward, and you say every month they have this, local government will make quite a difference in the governance of at the grassroots level. So the reforms are working, and if you read from these foreign economic journals and so on, you say yes, the reforms are working, and that is why people are also bringing in money to invest in this country. But as I said, it is easy to destroy, but very difficult to rebuild. But when you have someone who is tested, then be rest assured you're going to see a difference. I remember when Bill Clinton was running for the presidency in the U.S., he said he was going to balance the budget in his first term. When he took over, he discovered that the economy had been run aground. So he couldn't do it within the first term. He did it in the second term. So that's why I talk about this issue of being instant as coffee, solutions being instant as coffee.
You know, you also inaugurated a panel on